Respected Director G and the coordinator for this warm introduction. Am I audible? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Very much clear, ma'am. Very much
Yes,
clear.
ma'am.
Yes, yes. I remember that Guru Gajanan Maharaj because I was deputed as acting principal in NV Chinmaya Vidyalaya, Shegan. During 2017 and 18, I remember that period. I came to know that Guru Gaj.
Ma'am, your voice is not audible, ma'am, right now. No, ma'am. No. Yes, yes. Right now it is audible, ma'am.
Ah, then I will switch off my video. Then it will be audible. Can you
Yeah, yeah.
is it audible?
Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes, right now it is audible, ma'am.
Yes. So without remembering and invoking Guru Gaj.
No, ma'am. Again, is your voice is lost, ma'am. Hello, Dr. Kolama Lakshmi, ma'am. Your voice is lost, ma'am.
So can you hear me?
Yeah, ma'am. Right now we are heard you, ma'am.
Now, 1 second, sir. Hello?
Ah, yes, ma'am.
Audible. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, ma'am. Right now you are audible, ma'am.
Yes, yes. I begin by invoking Guru Gajanan Maharaj and I will begin the session. I would like to share the screen. Uh, is it visible now? Please tell me.
Yes, madam.
Yes, thank you, sir. So, this is again, I would like to thank respected. 1 second, hide. Respected Professor Dr. Muhammad Atiq, Director UGC MMTTC, Saint Gadge Baba Amravati University, and this wonderful session. I would like to invite you all for this session, and I request you to help me whether am I audible or my screen is visible or not. Kindly help me and I here we have joined together to know about that Indian knowledge system in the perspective of new education policy. So as a part of this higher education, why we need this higher education, what is the present scenario in this higher education, and the challenges and the capacity building program, the details have been drafted with a very vast traveling tour. And finally, in 2020, the new education policy was accepted and it becomes a national education policy. The new education policy and becoming a national education policy that the Ministry of Human Resource Development is now, we call it as the Ministry of Education. So this is that beginning with that NEP to National Education Policy and MHRD by MH of Education, MOE. This starts. So higher education, the guidelines are given in the book format and it is available online. So, and the part one, we have higher education. Higher education, what is all about, what are all the dimensions, who are all the stakeholders, what is the policy guidelines, what are all the administration, what is the curriculum requirement. So, all the domains of higher education is completely discussed here for the upliftment of national economy and the students' sustainable living lifestyle. So, to take it to the teachers in the higher education institution, these UGC, HRDC, that is what we called Teacher Learning Center. Later it is MHRDC. Now it is MMTTC, that is Malavya Mission Teacher Training Program Centers, organizing orientation programs, faculty induction program, Guru Dakshita program, so that the teachers are enabled or empowered with the futuristic thought process holding the root values of the Bharat. that is our mother nation, motherland. So this is what the primary organization procedures. And this policy, this new education policy has its vision. Now we call it as national education policy. That is, we are following these policies across India. All the states are following it. Oh, it becomes national education policy. Slowly, slowly, people will understand. So people will accept, people will adapt all these things. That is that we are in that sensitization process. That is, it is new only. So new people are new means they will not ready to receive it, accept it. Slowly, slowly, when they sensitize it, it is useful, it is benefit, then they will accept it and adhere it. So the vision of the policy is, so the thing is, we should have a futuristic thought process. So we should follow that, we should have to provide high quality education. So we are already providing quality education. So this adjective high quality education is attached to that. This is the one vision. Why it is high quality? To make India a global knowledge superpower. So first vision is to make India global knowledge superpower. Second one is curriculum and pedagogy. Curriculum and pedagogy is the main stream or platform or media through which we are transmitting the knowledge to the next generation. So what are all the curriculum? It must, there is a change and reformation required is that curriculum must develop a deep sense of respect towards the fundamental duties and constitutional values. So we should develop the Desh Bhakti. So Desh Bhakti means, now after independence and that evolution begins, people put a line of control and they found a boundary, and that boundary makes the nation, and we become British India after 1947. So before that 1947, the boundary points, the landmark, and the people, their culture, their civilization, it all call, we call it as Bharatiya knowledge or Indian knowledge system. So by that time, how people lived, then now how to take those thoughts and philosophies to this people where we are in British India, in this British modern India, the line of control, the boundary, everything matters. So we the curriculum and pedagogy of our institution must have an association with the root. So we should know, everyone, every student should know the fundamental duties and constitutional values bonding with one country, and a conscious awareness of one's role and responsibilities. I belong to India. I am an Indian. So, in the global perspective, I am an Indian. What is my roles and responsibilities in preserving India's health and wealth? Then I am a part of the globe. I am a part of the world. Then I am a global citizen. So that is Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam. Then what I have to do as a global citizen? So this is that we have to include in the curriculum and pedagogy. Then the third one is, everyone should develop that deep rooted pride in being Indian. So when in the technology world, when we are aligned with other countries, other languages, other religions in all different aspects, we all identified as Indian. And what is that Indian means? Indian means Tamil Indian, Telugu Indian, Sanskrit Indian, Malayali Indian. Though it is classified so many subclasses, but we should develop the spirit that is, we are all one. We should unite together as a whole India. We should have our own spirit, and that spirit is to be developed in students in terms of knowledge, skills, values, and dispositions that support responsible commitment to human rights. This is whole worldwide. So, what are all the rules for human rights? Human rights means it is a common rule we do have, and then a national rule we do follow, and then sustainable development and living and global well being. So, we should become a true Indian citizen, developing the pride in India, and then a true global citizen and responsibly contributing for the um, contribution towards that humanity and a humanistic approach. So, keeping in mind this new education policy, that is, national education policy, is implemented. So now people are slowly given opportunities to go through it, to read it, to attend classes, to listen to the experts and eminent personalities. And slowly they develop. First, they develop a deep root pride about that they are Indians. They should know the value of their wealth of wealth of the Bharat, that is before British India, which attracts that foreign other civilized people towards India. And what happened to those period? That is that it is not only history, it is not only political science, it is the living science. It is a living science. It is the science of India. Of course, we could say the science of our Bharat is all about Indian knowledge system. So this is what IKS we call it as, and in that IKS, in that NEP, we should have given three sub themes. So sub theme one, am I audible? Anyone please respond?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Yes, thank you. So, subtheme one, broad overview and sources of Indian knowledge system. So, what is actually Indian knowledge system and where it is available? These kinds of details we are going to see in the subtheme one. In the subtheme two, vocabulary of IKS. So, vocabulary means that language, the words, the meaning of the words, and then how it is used, and all these things we are going to see in the vocabulary of IKS. Then the third one is methods in the IKS. So now this then how they transmit this knowledge to till date. Till date means that is called methods. So now what is the method we are communicating? How the teaching learning process is executed? Because with the technology, that is Zoom online meeting. So this is a method where we are doing or we are performing this online teaching learning process. The knowledge in the textbook called that is that scriptures, that syllabus in that IKS of NEP is transmitted to you, the students, the participant, by the teacher through the platform. So this is called methods, and this is called training methods. And after that, the teachers will take it to the students. So in this Indian knowledge system, how this communication takes place? Who is the teacher? Who is the student? Of course, we could say that who was the teacher, who was the student. But when we say it is now, we can get the teacher directly, we can connect with that universe or how it happened. It is called methods in that IKS. So actually this is that the entire skeleton or template of this Indian knowledge system in the NEP perspective. Now, so we have to imagine, and of course, you can close your eyes and you can imagine. Now we are in 2025. 2000 year back, you can imagine we have one that land area. Suppose we should say that early initially what was there, how people have groomed, how creative, how God was created, whether man created God or God creates man. What is a wealth, what is a nature, what is one sensory animal or one sensory creature, two sensor creature, three sensor creature. Now we have seven senses, two senses, three senses, four senses, how it has been evolved. All these things we know according to the script, according to the subjects, books available to the school education after this modern India is organized or constructed or designed. So this modern India is designed, or British India is designed, and that new education policy was drafted. And they designed what is that curriculum, what is the subject, what is the age, who is, what is the qualification for teacher and all. So that is that first time. So according to the script, we knew that our civilization begins from Indus Valley civilization. Earlier, the whole world timeline, Indian timeline, if we take, na, Indus Valley civilization is the civilization we are associated with our demographic or geographic land area. So the timeline is, hello? The timeline is 3300 BCE and 1300 BCE. So this is that very fact, we have that script available. But our Indian knowledge systems begins, it is unknown area. We begin it from Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga. The calendar system, even the Saint Gajanan Maharaj, these belong, they knew everything. Even they are acting as a guru, they guide us, they connect us, they help us for the survival and the harmony in the creature and the human being. So these are all these things. Hence why I am telling that Guru Gajanan Maharaj is now connecting me with you all. So that means that period may be different, but I believe that he is the teacher, he is the guiding spirit. So that is how that Indian knowledge system, as per the script, we begin with the timeline 3300 BCE. It is also known as Harappan civilization. It flourished in the Indus River Valley and the modern day Pakistan with northwestern India. So it was one of the world's earliest urban civilization. So from this period we come to new because it is available in the text. But the rishis, then gurus and sadhus and saints, they don't speak it at all. That is that one philosophical point or significant. They don't reveal anything. They don't reveal the secret of nature, secret of God, everything. That is the main philosophy of Indian philosophy. Then Vedic period, then this period 1500 BCE to 500 BCE, then it is called Vedic period because the people able to connect with the universe, and they will be able to decode the message available in the sound waves. I would like to say Indian knowledge system, we do have that temples. In the temple we do have chakras written in copper metal. So that copper metal, the chakras is actually the sound waves representation in the two-dimensional structure. So that is what Vedic period people have controlled all their senses and receive signals in the universe and decode it and write it in copper plate, and they call it as text. So that is Vedic structure and Vedic script. They have Vedic, Rig Vedic, Yajur Vedic as far as this Indus Valley civilization period is concerned. Then Gangetic civilization, it becomes 1000 to 500. So this is Gangetic plains where this river Ganga is flowing, and then the riverside people are flourished, and they begin with the agriculture and with the kingdom and the rulers and that the communicators with that universe all matters. This is Gangetic civilization. So the teacher receives information and messages and the curriculum and pedagogy from universe by controlling their senses to through sadhana and meditation. That is that India's philosophy. After that, that Gangetic plains focusing on that Mahajanpatas, that means small area with four corners or of course eight corners, and those corners are ruled by a powerful man, and he is assisted by a guiding by a that a mantri, or he is a chief suggestive helper who is giving guidelines in the administrative ruling of the entire kingdom. So this is Mahajanpat, and then slowly the things have been changed. One Raja, one what you call one king or emperor like Buddha, Gautam Buddha, he also like Indian philosophy sat on that tree, and then he start receiving messages through that universe, and he developed a system of social structure called Buddhism. And sequentially, in Bharat, so many ism has been developed. So this is the aspect of geographic location, along with the Ganges River in the North India of Nepal, present-day Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal, and Bangladesh all together. Then the time period we call it as 1000 BCE to 500 BCE, overlapping with that Vedic period and Mahajanpatas. So, as per the in NEP policy syllabus we are discussing, but our scripts, earlier scripts are more available. We can refer it and we can learn it to identify and understand the glory of our motherland, Bharat. So this is different rulers. No, it's a little area. So Kasi, Vassa, Kosala, Magadha, these kingdoms, and then political structure. These small rulers were attacked, and the people invaded, conquer one small kingdom, and acquire all the land area, and do their influence in that area. So that is how the whole Bharat is transforming into different structural reformation. So social structure begins like that. We do not know when these kinds of urbanization and varnasrama systems evolved at what period. So this is 500 BCE, around it was assumed. Then aspects, religion, we have philosophies, we knew that Buddhism and Jainism. Then urbanization, we knew Indian philosophy means immediately we come to what you call Shiva and Vishnu, and then Parvati, and then what you call goddess Saraswati, and then Lord Creator Brahma. Then we go for this Buddhism, Jainism. Then we influences derived after invasion. So urbanization comes. So the people are what do you call, the people are guided, the people are organized together with the social harmony and the social setup by these philosophical construction of these religious aspects. So this then key figure, we knew that Gautam Buddha and Mahavira and other Vedic scholars and philosophers. Then agriculture, based on the river side, they follow agriculture. They do cultivate crops, and they worship different important elements needed for the cultivation of the crop, and they exchange the crop, and everyone is the producers, and they share their products, and they become socially affective, I mean socially connected people. Then decline and legacy, slowly at the last time after Buddha's follower Mauryan empire, that is Ashoka, Emperor Ashoka follows Buddha's period. He doesn't want any war, and he doesn't want to do anything against these kinds of that is making unstabilized and unhappy situations. So the last empire, we realized that it was Maurya kingdom. After that, invasion begins. So this is all about. We know that they till that period everything it was orally transmitted knowledge system only. So that too we knew that in the Vedic period only we knew all these things. Before Vedic period, still it was there. Even that human beings arrival, before that also this globe was there, this river was there, and those people who are capable to receive that powers and energies and able to decode this, that begins in the Vedic period. So after that they write it and transmit it to the next generation. So that is called script. So Vedic script, Vedic text. Then so agriculture was a major thing for which they worship the key elements that help and support the cultivation of good products required for the living of the human being. So this is all that, and we have that art and culture also. and that is all we are going to see in that. So in that timeline of ancient Indian history, this is modern Indian. So this we knew according to the modern text, it begins with that Indus Valley civilization. But the timeline arrow mark goes, we knew that Ramayana, Mahabharata, these scripts shows they show the beginning. So the ancestors, they read that the family tree, they follow, they knew the family tree because there was no photos and images. So that time the children were more, every family we are is having more than 20 kids or 10 kids, and then they all live together. So highest family member will become a kingdom. So like that. So Indus Valley civilization it begins. So that before that we know four yugas: Kali Yuga, Sati Yugam, Treta Yugam, Dwapara Yugam, Kali Yugam. Now we are in Kali Yuga. We have our own calendar system as per that Vedic script that people know in that future what will happen next 30 years, where will be the sun, where will be the moon, how will be the raining, what will be the winter, and then what will be the status of the flood, status of what you call crop culture, health system, everything they foresee it with the calculation in that astronomy. So that is that calendar we call it as Panchang. That is Panch means five, Ang means part. Five part is mentioned in that calendar system. So they mentioned the date, the day, the time, that yoga, all these things are mentioned. The star, the tithi, the day, all these are all the five parts in that calendar system. So, in our Indian history, every state has their own state system of calendar where their ancient leader or a guru is drafting that calendar. It is not a New Year calendar as we are following this 2025. This is modern calendar. So this is that calendar timeline structure. Rama period is before Common Era, 5114. Then Vaisya, that is the first guru who compiled all the four Vedas. Actually, Veda is the sound waves decoded. The sound waves are decoded and it is getting a format in the script, and that script is compiled together and we call it as Veda. So that is Vyasa, and then we call it as Mahabharata. And Krishna, we know the famous Smriti that is called Bhagavad Gita. There, the teacher, the Krishna, the character Krishna is taking the role of the teacher to clarify the doubts and make that mind without oscillation to do the duty. So then Kali Yuga, now this is 3102, and then we knew Mahabharata war, then Jain, then Buddha, then Adi Shankara came from Kerala. He unite all the, he walks till Himachal Pradesh and east, west, north, and combined all the splitted kingdoms and unite together all the people under six umbrellas, that is six philosophies. And then till that we know that it was Indian, it was Bharatiyan. After that inversion came, then it becomes slowly. This is that sensitization and transition period. So first Alexander's visit to India. So the wealth, the heredity, the timeline, and the civilization, the quality of the people, their significance, their ability attract every other civilized human being to come towards India and then to live in India. Slowly, they transform every Indian to their according to their wish and will. So this is that timeline of ancient Indian history. Then after that, what we knew. So this is what we knew. Of course, we all knew only after modern India, British India. Then slowly, small group of people live together. They have a joint family system, and they have a. They knew everything. These kingdoms, and these kingdoms were entered or destroyed or conquered by the foreign people. Slowly, because of the nature of the tendency of the human and the weakness of the human is exploited, and slowly what happened. So before that, so first invasion, that last we remember that Maurya Empire, that is Chandragupta Maurya and Ashoka, then Maurya dynasties, then Gupta Empire, where we come to this Gupta Empire is that colorful flower, that fragrance, that's order, and that's color attracts every other to utilize that flower to explore and exploit. Both happen together. So that period was Gupta Empire. That is the golden age. They were good in everything Gupta period. So that period, what happened? That is, we call it as golden age of India. So scripts were compiled, transmission of energy, knowledge was good, and then what you call sculpture is good, and then everyone is a producer and everyone is living their own life, and they all knew that it is the whole world is like one family. Everybody is taking their part. That's all. There is no winning over the other or ruling over the other. That we call it as duty. Everyone do their duty and they enjoy the result of their work. That's all. They, no one knows who the other is doing, what he is getting benefit out of it, whether he is working or not. These kinds of thought process was not there in that period. So everybody was doing their duties. That is, they call it as dharma in their word. Say that they want to overlap their own work with others' work. Then comes the period that is 1200 CE. So since 1200, 12th century, 13th century, 14th century, 15th, 16, 5 centuries, it was all invasion of Islamic influence. So 500 years, 500 years, these small kingdoms are conquered and they rule the kingdom. They restructure everything, and through how they restructure everything, it is done by the education system. They transmit the language, they develop the cultural education and spiritual education through language, and everything was in their foreign people's rule, and the motherland people become or converted or following those rules, and they adapt to that new transformation. So that is Islamic role. Then after that, now 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 16 comes British period. From 1600 onwards, 16, 17, 18, 19, another 450 years, people are suffering. They invaded India. They again rule. So these Islamic influence from the northern side, these people from the coastal side, they conquer India. They do wonders with their language, and they classify and disclassify or disgroup the group united people into so many classes. So people are they develop the feeling of what do you call that I am doing this work, my work is great, your work is small. So that kind of philosophical arguments and discrimination begins after this. So it may be a political influence, or it may be a significance, or we don't know. So this is the third kind of education system. So that education system makes the difference that my work is great and your work is small. My work is influencing more, your work is not influencing. I am great because I am doing the great biggest work. You are not great because you are not doing that greatest job. So the duty was diluted. The ancient people were thinking that I am doing my duty. So that was diluted. Which duty is great and who is rewarded, how much, who is giving the reward, it's all becomes the calamity. Then we become that a slave to those thoughts, and our thought process is completely reformed because of this 400 plus 400 years, 800 years. And everybody is started questioning which duty is correct, who is going to do which duty, who defines that. So this questions splits the entire India. Then we become British India, we become modern India. So this was that questioning attitude developed. And then during these periods, these people, how do they live? So now we, in the history, we knew that how it has happened and how people have emerged. So this is that diagrammatic representation of whole Bharat. Initially it was called as subcontinent. Now we call it as a country. Earlier it was a subcontinent. So slowly, the unity is classified and the people are separated with their own boundaries. Now we are the left out people. We are joined together as Bharat Mata's children and the grandchildren and the great grandchildren. So this is how present India is outlined after 1947. After so much of line of controls, these kinds happened. And we, the people, should know the thing how people, as a Bharatian, the one thing is we do our duty, that's all. They don't want to conquer other, they don't want to, what you call, they want to invade to other country, they don't want to rule over the other country. That was the people, they lived there itself, they don't travel. They travel mentally, they travel, they absorb all the signals, decode the signal. They don't want to explore the whole world. So that was that one thing earlier. So it was that time period like that. And this Indian subcontinent, we have this in the country was nourished and flourished, and it was the map skill. And of course, in that Vedic philosophy, people measured the period. That Vedic philosophy means people have identified and decoding the sound signals and able to translate to the mother language where they are living together. So those who are able, those who are easy to understand, no, they can decode it, they can understand it. Those who can't able to read it, no, they don't read it. People don't mind that, they don't force them, you have to read. If so, it is called as survival of the weakest. So then the jungle philosophy, it is called survival of the fittest. But in Indian philosophy, we call it as survival of the weakest. If I am not able to do now, I am not forced to do that. I am not compelled to do that. Let it be. What is coming to me, I will follow it. I will work for it. I will live for it. So this is that philosophy of our Indian knowledge system. We should know that no one force others, no one compel others, no one threat others, no one comment or judge. They do what they want, they do what they can, that's all. Every That was inclusive system of living. So that is inclusive system of living. So they defined Satya Yuga, that was the years na 1 lakh 72, that we can 17 1,728,000 years. Treta Yuga 1,296,000 years. So they derived this. So in that Satya Yuga, so people lived. That was the Yuga where they do their work. They don't interpret others' work. They don't judge. They don't underestimate. So that was the period that was called as golden age. So people lived in harmony. Then Treta Yuga comes, where Satya Yuga means 100 on 100. Everybody was doing their own work. Then Treta Yuga is 1,296,000 years. It is called the Silver Age. So this time people different. That is 1 by 100 becomes, I mean 100 on 100 becomes 90 by 100. So 10 peoples, they started thinking that what is other doing, why he is very good, why he is different in color, why he is tall. So this is that evolution of thought process. So that is in that that is called evolution. So that scientific evolution, growth and development of homo sapiens, we can call it like that. But in Indian philosophy, they call it as every spirit have their own journey to attain moksha, to merge with the universe. So 1,002,009, I mean, sorry, 1,296,000 years, Treta Yuga. So the term Vidyastanta, Vidyastana, this is the sound Vidyastana, refers to the category of knowledge disciplines in IKS, Vidyastana. So next Dwapara Yuga, that is we call it is 864,000 years duration, that time period. So it is called Bronze Age. So the morality declines still further. So the human life becomes more materialistic. That means what? Dwapara means we call it as the we that is no Krishna comes into play. Immediately we remember about Mahabharata. The siblings are fighting together for a property. Everybody is telling that I am the owner, I am the righteous one, you are not righteous, I deserve it, you don't deserve it, who will judge all these things? These in that is that yuga, that is called Dwapara Yuga. So materialistic world comes into play. Then Kali Yuga, that is after Dwapara Yuga. Then this period, people come into invasion comes into play. Kali Yuga means now we are in that 432,000 years. Now we are in iron age of darkness and corruption. All 100 on 100, we do not know who is good, who is bad. So in earlier in Bharata Maha Ramayana, only one is good, one and one. In Dwapara Yuga, it is 5 is to 100. So 5 Panchapandavas and then 100 Gauravas. So for 100 bad people, there will be 5 good people. Good people means they sacrifice everything for the well-being of the evil thought. So the next now in Kali Yuga, we cannot measure, we cannot predict who is ready to sacrifice for the others. So that is called Kali Yuga. So this is that iron age. Everybody will fight and finally everybody will die. No one will stand for as a righteous one. So that is that Kali Yuga. Of course, we are all the ancestors. This is that Indian history available by the Vedic script we came to know. So, Golden Age, Silver Age, Bronze Age, and Iron Age. So, the knowledge of Indian mathematics predominantly found in the Siddhantas and Tantras. So, Siddhantas and Tantras, Siddhanta means we call it as philosophy, and Tantras means they knew some tactics and principle to conquer other human being and make them as a slave. So or to attain the eternal life, any information, it may be healthy or unhealthy, it may be good or not good. So that two classes we have to think, so that Tantra's discipline are also followed. So in that Gupta period, we all knew this is that Arya Bhatta. We know that is 500 CE. He was good in interpreting and identifying the geometric shapes, their magnetic power, the gravitational forces, or the nuclear forces, or any forces that planet is radiating. Saturn is radiating, Earth is radiating, Sun is radiating, and the capacity to receive and the influence of one radiation over the other, everything he has calculated. He has the ability. So those who don't have these ability, they don't think that they are inferior. They thought that he is having that ability, I am having this ability, that's all. So they don't find any differences. But slowly when yuga changes, people's different thought process make the difference in the dharma and the duty. So the context of IKS, the term Tantra Yukti refers to the technique or a method employed in spiritual and practical disciplines. So somebody is right away, so that is that Tantra Yukti. Now we have that Vedic structure, that Guru, we may call it as Vyasa, and creation or a birth of Vyasa, how the story is. It is not a story, it is not a myth, it is that living evidence, it is that real one, it is the truth, it is the everything what we can say, it happened only. As we do not know, we did not were there, we do not say that it was a lie or it was a miss, it is a happened one. So that is we are transmitting orally. This is family education system. So family system, the grandfather taught it to the chaya son, son taught it to the grandson. All these things, people are knowing all these things. So this is the geometrical shapes. So now we are doing that in building architecture, constructing the building. So this is the two-dimensional structures, how they derived because of their interpretation, because of their meditation, because of they are able to control all the senses. They started communicating with and interpreting the messages passing through in the universe. So these are all the geometric figures. They identify, they can receive the radiations emitted by the solar system, the planets, the graha. They come make is a god, Navagraha, nine graha. So Sunny, Budh, Rahu, Ketu, all the names they have given. The thought process people are changing because of the changes in the planet. It is not in the uh, man, but it is the significant influences is from the celestial body. So the influence disturbs the thought process and then the actions, hence why there is a change. So in the age system, so one and one, we don't find who is good and who is bad, who is sacrificing, who is making others to sacrifice, who is forcing others. All these things all because of the celestial organ bodies, and these radiation make an impact in the thought process and the functioning of the human. So this is that greatest contribution. Since they kept quiet, at any point the validity duration is 65 years or 100 years. So till then, how long he can survive or he can dance for the materialistic world to rule over the entire world? He cannot conquer even a soul. That they realized it, so they kept quiet. As long as these people are running or dancing one particular threshold, they will realize everything. That moment, it is in the hands of a supreme natural power. So they kept quiet. So this is how they allow others to dance, allowed to survive, allowed to grow, allowed to transform. This is that the status in that Vedic contribution. So those who people they develop that, they draw it in the scripture and they absorb or they inhale or they can attract the positive vibrations, so that it can reduce the negative illness in the thought process. So that they derive the temples, they derive the slokas to calm the mind, to calm the greediness, to calm the negative negative thoughts. So these kinds of discrimination, they thought they build the temple in the worship methodology, they form the societies, all these things in that Vedic period. So everybody was good, the nature is good, there is no climate change, there is no scarcity for water, the wealth is good, the people are good, everybody was living in a harmony and they are doing their duty. So same thing now in artificial intelligence world. So in that how we can interpret, so how we can make a machine to decode like a rishi or a saint the signals and words and that are passing, that are used as a mediator to communicate between two different entities in that celestial body. So this is that they have to decode this Sanskrit language and decode the scriptures, the guidelines, or the blue book given by these Indian saints and scholars. They gave the wealth and the whole world and its recovery and the traveling of every soul, every human body, every human, their lifestyle, their thought process, their destiny, everything is returned. So we need a robot to decode it, or in other words, we need a saint, we need a robotic Krishna, we need a robotic Rama, so that this harmony may come into existence. So the entire behavior falls on the structure or building of the society. So the society was, we call it as chemistry of behavior. In fact, our eating habits and food choices are significant contributors to our behavior. So think about today's food habit and eating habit. We so that makes that behavior is also the impact of nutrition on behavior is profound, and it can be understood from both modern physiological, psychological, and Vedic perspective. So now everybody is finding a what do you call fatty liver, mild fatty liver. It is affecting. Earlier it was sugar, sugar, sugar. Now it is mild fatty liver in the school going student also. Belly fatty liver because of that food change. Packed food, high calorie, fat, and then crispy, masala. So that it is that behavior and the thought process is all from the healthy inputs. So this is called the Vedic perspective. The behavior of the people is defined. So diet and lifestyle is very important. They survived, they are still surviving, they are still alive. They can take any of their body, they can speak, they can communicate, they can guide. So this is how the ancient rishis decoded the messages available on the Wi-Fi universe. So we need a proper diet and lifestyle. So this is given guidelines in that Vedic perspective, that is called karma and samskara. Karma means what we are doing, what we are eating, what we are thinking. So when we compare ourselves, our food, everything, then that comparison is a thought karma. Samskara means we are doing that actions and performing all these things. So this is the word and vocabulary, karma and samsara. Accumulated result of our actions. Then mental discipline, how we are controlling our mind. Mind is psychology. Emotions attached with mind, we call it as psychology. So mental discipline and yoga, how to make our body fit to any environment, without suffering from fever or diseases, or how to prevent from fever and diseases. What is the medicine? Earlier, food itself is a medicine. Now we are eating medicine as a food. So this is the different diet and lifestyle we are following. So the light, they have identified the speed of light mentioned in Rig Veda, which is around 6,000 years old. Now it is identified. So the scriptures that we are making evidence or testimony in the science. But earlier it was given, but we are unable to decode it and interpret it. So that is the difference. So this was the case. Then Indian knowledge system. So survey of IKS domains. The Smriti text includes. So we know that Smriti and Shruti. So earlier it was Vedic script. Now we are differentiating those scripts with the two different names, Smriti and Shruti. What is Smriti? Example is Bhagavad Gita. What is Shruti? We are going to see that. So this is that available primary text. Then the translated primary text into secondary source materials, and those source materials is taught in the schools, that is called 14 or 18 Vidyasthans. Vidyasthans means we can call it as a Gurukula or a school. So a comprehensive knowledge system.
हाँ
Hello?
मायका
Hello? Anybody? Okay. Shall I continue?
कसल्या
Yes. Okay. So there are 14 Vidyasthans. So sacred places are schools of knowledge within Indian traditions. So what are all the different? Now we have CBSE school and then state board schools. And in that state board school also primary and then middle school, high school, higher secondary, UG, PG, doctorate. So this is that, and then we have separate disciplines like that. Gurukula is one place, holy place for holistic learning. Ashram is for spiritual learning, and Sastra Shala, places of study of Shastra. Shastra means what to do, what not to do, that scripts. Then Panchatyan, centers for worship and learning. So this is that examples for Vidyasthan. That is the purpose, the centers. So MMTTC is one Vidyasthan. So it is an online Vidyasthan. So where we are learning all the domains described in that NEP. So this is MMTTC is a Vidyasthan is the latest example. Then again 18 Vidyanstan it may include. So what is that? Kavya Vidya. So 14 plus again one more 4 included, we get 18 slowly. Kavya means we can write poems. So we can worship and start singing the songs on any lord. Then Dhanur Vidya means that is archery. Then Jyotisha Vidya means astrology. So these are all included in the script, and it can be taught to the unknown person. They can acquire knowledge. So it is not hereditary, those who can acquire it through that by birth itself, but it can acquire through teaching learning process. So that is called Gurukula. Gurukula means there is no hereditary system. Therein we get admission, teacher will be teaching, and the students according to their ability they will absorb it and they will reproduce it and contribute it back. So that is the story where we have in the Karna, the character Karna was explaining in the Mahabharata. So this is that 18 portions are the curriculum included in those Vidyasthans. Then Tantra Yukti is a methodology, it is a logical framework for testing hypothesis. So if anybody is telling something good, na, they all sit together. It is like no, like we can go for review committee, review meeting. Then purpose. So that application is Vedanta, Sankhya, Yoga, and Ayurveda. So the main education system is Ayurveda means about body, healthy functioning and living of the body and composition of the body. And then yoga is that how to use these natural resources by our positions of our body. Then Sankhya practicing those functions. And Vedanta is that following the scripts. So this is Vidyasthanas is establishing 14 Vidyasthanas, Gurukula, Ashrama, Dhrita, then Sastrasala, Upanishad Vidya, Veda Vidya, Yoga Vidya, Ayurveda Vidya. Then now we call the subjects, Kavya, and like Tamil, English, Max, no? 14 we have Dhanur Vidya, all these things. So in that we have 14 Vidyasthans, the type of schools they have and the types of subjects they have, and they have tested using that tantra yukti, the testing and the examinations and the promotions are done through this testing process. That is called the tantra yukti. They go for this examining the quality of education. So this is called the Vidyasthans. So now we are moving into the sub theme 2, that is vocabulary. So what is Anubandha Shatyustaya? Then Panja Mahabhuta, Panja Kosha, Panja Prana. So in earlier, the whole philosophy is the body, mind, intellect, and the soul. So the path is physical body, mind, intellect, and soul. So then after soul, what will happen? The soul will get merged with the nature, with the five elements. So that is that entire educational system. So slowly when the yugas change the golden period to silver period, then people are changing because how why the people's thought process is changing. They also identified the influences from the radiations or the light rays or the rays from the celestial bodies change the mind and the thought process. Slowly, because of that, materialistic world comes into play. So this is the subjects and how the subject is taught to this Vidyasthans. So everybody should do their duties. No one is allowed. They have their own self control. They don't go and compare themselves with others, work, interlap, overlap, judge, demand. There is no demand and supply. So this is that economy, business, nothing was there like that. Then that is dharma, punya, atma, karma. Yajna means they develop some sacrifice and sanctity and purified action to attract the celestial bodies for raining to for the cultivation of that plants and the food system. So that is yajna, then jati, then moksha. These are all slowly when yukas comes into play, these added to the subjects. So terms such as praja, janta, lokantara, prajantara, then jnanadantara, swarajya, surajya, rashtra, desh, These are, we call it as now nation. The Prajai is a word, means I'm a citizen of India. Janata, Bharatiya Janata Party, then Janata means people. Lokantra means this loka is earth. This planet loka, we call it as earth. Earth is called as Loktantra. Then Prachatantra means the rules and guidelines for every individual. Again, Jnanatantra means how they attain or acquire knowledge, the methodology. Then Swarajya means that we know that Swarajya means it is that harmony is existing. That is Swarajya. Surajya means single individual, how he is acquiring that superior, that is like a king, like a king. He is sufficiently supplied with all the resources he needed for his survival. Then that is, we are self reliant. We can, of course, we can say like that, we are self dependent, we don't dependent on others. Then Rashtra, then it becomes Desh. So this is that vocabulary. Then in the content we do have Anubandha Chatyustaya. So this is the term we have to know from that. In the second part, this is vocabulary. The Panchakosha is the Vedic philosophy, Vedantic philosophy are related to 5 layers of human existence. So ultimately, people wonder about the journey after death, what will happen, where the spirit come from, where the spirit will go, what about that soul, what is papa, what is punya, what is the result of outcome of the action we are doing, what is the outcome of the action we are thinking. So that is called karma. Karma means outcome of what we are thinking, what we are doing. So this is that philosophy. Then this is the terminology or buzzwords in this IKS system. So in computer science, we know as cyber security, cyber crime, technology, app, Wi-Fi, Geo, Airtel, then mobile, laptop, pen drive, like that. This is that vocabulary we are seeing in that Indian knowledge system. So, a framework used in the classical Indian philosophy and text for understanding the relationship between the text, the reader, and the knowledge. Knowledge is the outcome. Text is the curriculum. Reader is the student. Okay, how it was differentiated. So the components are the student. Adhikari, we call the term Adhikari, it is the competent student. Then Vishaya means matter or the subject. What kya vishaya hai, that means what, kya vishaya hai means what is the information, that is the subject. Prayojana means application or uses. Then abhyasa, how we are doing that methodology. So it is like, in a research project we are doing that, what is the purpose, what is the resources required, what is the benefit, what is the disadvantage, what is the outcome. This is called Anubandha Chatyustaya. So Adhikari, Vishaya, Prayojana, Abhyasa. Abhyasa means we have to do that again and again, repeatedly we have to do that. So this helps structure a deeper understanding of philosophical text and their applications. Then what is Pancha Mahabhuta? So agriculture was the working style from birth to death. The group of people unite together, they follow some principles that binds together with no discrimination of what they are doing, who they are doing, what is the reward they are getting. This is that cunning thought process coming out either because of what do you call celestial bodies influence or the evolution of that human, but it is the influence of radiations from the celestial bodies, and of course it is the script also. So they worship the elements required for the cultivation of good products, and using that good products they survived, they eat healthy foods, and they live long. So this is that Pancha Mahabhutas, though 5 great elements, that is Prithvi. So these are all the names we used to come across in ISRO rocket launching. So Prithvis means earth, Apas water, Tejas. Tejas means fire. Fire means it brightens. So the Tejas means he looks bright. No, that is brightness. Tej. Then Vayu means air. Vayu Hanuman. Then Akasha. Akasha means universal space. That is ether body. It is an atomic structure that transmit the light energy. That is that ether atom. So Akasha. So that is that five Mahabhutas: Prithvi, Epas, Tejas, Vayu, and Akasha. So these elements from the basis form the basis of all the materials in the world, in a body also. Inside the human body these elements are available. So that is uh, accordingly they define the panchakoshas. So the five shades or layers existence in the human body according to the Vedic philosophy is annamaya kosha. Annamaya means we are eating the product, that is rice. Annapurani we should say. So because of eating that we will get energy for functioning. It is like a air in the cycle, petrol in the bike, data in the information technology, physical appliance. That is Annamaya Kosha. So Kosha is the layer. Then Pranamaya Kosha. Pranam means they get energy not only from materialistic food but also from the gas, that is air. So these five elements is associated with the five layers or five layer body. Pranamaya Kosa, that is through breathing. Then Manomaya Kosa is the thought process. The golden period, they don't have the discrimination who is doing good. Everybody is doing their work, do your duty, be good, do good. So that was the mental stability, mental layer, Manomaya Kosha. Then Vijnanamaya Kosha, they will go and seek for knowledge. They will go for this scientific influences of all these celestial bodies. Then they go beyond the celestial body. What happened beyond that? It is a complete darkness. What is that whole shunya? So that is these kinds of investigations or researches take them from knowledge to wisdom. So that is Vijnanamaya Kosha. So end of the science we call it as spiritual intelligence. Then Anandamaya Kosha, that is the consciousness. Then we realize that the atom, the ether atom, which is available in that beyond the universe, unlimited, boundaryless, ever expanding, infinite structure, that may be dark, that may be bright, that we do not know. The same ingredient is available in the body, human body. Every creature is also. The proportion differs. So this is that Panchakosha. Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, and Anandamaya Kosha. Then Pancha means five. Panchapranas means five vital energies for body functioning. This is what karma begins. When it is mind, means the thought itself has its own outcome. That is accumulated, and either the soul or the spirit has to drain it to become a neutral ether atom or a neutral element in that universe. So this is prana, that is breathe. Apana. Apana means downward energy, going urine, then to toilet, all these things apana. Then CO2 gas release, all these things apana. And vyana, then circulatory energy unit, that is water circulation, blood circulation. Uthana. Uthana means the speech, the vocal translation or transmission or transmitting. That gas is passing through the vocal cord and I'm speaking. So speaking, there is a implication of gas. Because of that vayu only I'm able to speak. So that upward energy. Then these singing, all these things. Then udhana, or the upward gas aspiration. And then samana means samana means equal. So digestive system balancing that upper part and the lower part, that is samana. So prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana, these are all the panja pranas that helps the functioning of the human body. So this is what the education they are giving to the human beings. It is not science, it is not max. A plus b the whole square is equal to, first the self knowledge is educated. So everybody is educated and empowered with the self knowledge. What is the designing and construction of my human body? What is the chemical composition? What is the proportion of gas in my body? What is the proportion of water in my body? What is the proportion in the heat? If heat is now, fever comes. Water raised, again it is a imbalanced state of water, gas, and what do you call fire. There is that we get a disease, we get fever, or we will be affected, our functioning is affected, the whole body system collapse, and we call it as death. So death is that expiry date, and it our body will go to that state if we take unhealthy inputs, and if there is a improposition in that, so the body go is unable to survive, going to death. So this is the self knowledge of education they are giving in the basic preliminary itself. Below 5 years they were taught all these things. Then ananta karana satyusha, Antakarana, Anantakarana. So this is that fourfold inner instrument. Anta means inner, inner. Antaryami means that the same God is available inside in everyone. Hence why this functioning is happening. Who is measuring this is the right proportion to this body? See, for example, for Samsung mobile, in 1 minute, the charger will make that charging. The faster adapter will charge it in 1 minute, fast charger. So like that antakarana means inside what happening. So that self knowledge was the main subject in Indian knowledge system. So ultimately everybody is identifying that I am very small like a dust in that universe. So I do not develop any inferior or conquering or exploiting other wealth or health. And I am not the ruler, I cannot guide them, I cannot judge them, I cannot predict them. So they keep quiet. So everybody was like that only. That was the period we call it as golden period. So that in antakarana means we call buddhi, ahamkara, mana, and chitta. So buddhi means we call it as wisdom. When they attain that point, they don't disturb others, they don't do ill things, they keep quiet, they started sacrificing their everything. They knew the body is materialistic and it will get destroyed, it has its destiny validity period. So that is called rishi, jnani, and wisdom. Ahamkara, no, no, not like that. It is a foolish story. No, it is not like that. We are born that the philosophies dead opposite to that thing. We call it as ahamkara. That is ego and sense of identity. Then mana, oscillating between this buddha and the sammana. Ahamkara, we call it as manas. Then chitta. Chitta means we call them as those who are stable. Okay, I am born, God is in me, I should not do all these calamities that is destroying the harmony, I do not exploit others. So if anybody is exploiting, what is the purpose of their mind wise, they wanted to conquer what, that and all they able to manage. So slowly they become still. So they become still. They become still means oneness, eternal. So eternal means they can able to travel anywhere, they can able to produce anywhere, they don't have any wishes and will, they don't follow this materialistic world, because already they attain to that stage of maturity. So this is called antakarana chatyukstaya. So anubandha satyusta, we in the materialistic world we can go for. In the research side, we should begin with the purpose, we should develop the competency, and then we should go with the matter, and then we should make the connection or the process, the outcome. So the purpose, aim, experiment, aim, then ingredients, experimental products or resources, then methodology, then we go for outcome and the result. This is called anubandha katyutsyaya. Then antakarana means it is inside buddhi, chittam, ahankaram, manam, that is antakarana. This is anubandha, outside. So outside journey is also there, inward direction is also there. Both the education people are growing, people are grooming in Indian knowledge system, self knowledge as well as materialistic knowledge. So the purpose of our birth, so why this body has happened, so this is that purpose. Then adhikari means how I develop my competency. How can I develop my competency? It is not getting grade, it is know how to make our chitta still. So this is that adhikari. So inward direction, this is outward direction. So outcome, so what is the outcome? So the outcome is we must be a noble man, we should live a happy content life. So that was like that. So then pancha mahabhuta example, these are all the five elements available on the universe, that too in that. That is in India it was equally balanced. So some people, there was no water, some people they are suffering with insufficient air. So the like that in some people there was no agriculture, there is no harvesting at all. In India we are harvesting 3 times per year or 4 times per year, and we are blessed with all the sufficient five elements which is required for the sustainable living of a human or any creature. So that is pancha mahabhuta. Then this five kosha, that straight away it is associated with this inhaling of energy directly from universe. So that is, they call it as yoga, meditation and sadhana. That is pancha mahaprana. That is upward udana, prana, vyana. Samana means balancing in the middle part, upper part, middle, downward part. Then apana means downward gas. So this is pancha mahaprana. Then this is that five kosha, five layers, that Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, Anandamaya Kosha. So this is how the foner Antakara. Antakarana means inner body, how we are taking, how we are reproducing our behavior. This is that chemistry. When all the energy is balanced, na, we will become like a Jesus. We will become like Muhammad. We don't do any harm to anybody. We will become spiritual leader, and we collect people, we attract people, we guide them for their happy survival living, and also they support others survival. They correctly interpret the decode. So this Antakara Satyusa, these Buddha, Mahavira, Muhammad, and what you call Jesus, all these Adi Shankara, Krishna, all these entities represent are the examples of this. The non-script we are going to see now. What is that in that non-script? Previous slide I must see. So non-translatable script are also there, where we cannot translate. We have to understand. Whoever is capable, they can understand, because it is straight away given instructions. We can communicate with that celestial bodies. They will help us to understand all these things. Then this is called non-translatable concept, means we cannot interpret and decode it. So this we have to develop our inner divine potential to attract. That is, we have to enable our mobile data, or we have to enable the Wi-Fi to align with the smart net connection available, so that according to the device connected, the device receives the informations or data, 2 GB data, 10 GB data, 5 GB data. So that was the second one. The third theme is methods. So what are all the two methods we are seeing? One, tantra yukti, and concept of purva paksha, uttara paksha, and nigrahasthana. So Tantra Yukti is the methodology. Nyaya means Nyaya means we are justifying. I am right, like Karna is in the Mahabharata. He is right according to his justification. So that is Tantra Yukti. We have that tactics and principles. This is that. So we go for observation, we have our hypothesis, we have reasoning, we have evidence. If we produce evidence, then our testimony will be good. So the hypothesis is followed in Tantra Yukti is Pratyaksha, Anumana, Upamana, Sabda. So suppose the court case, no, judging some ill thing is happened, or giving some judgment or giving some evidences, no. So Pratyaksha means straight away appearing in front. So that is if I call na, he will come in front of me. That is pratyaksha, direct. Anumana, that is assuming. Upamana, that is comparing. So telling some example and making them understand. So I am giving upamana. Every individual, that mobile should be connected with the mobile data or Wi-Fi with that, so that it can be connected with the Zoom. And I am delivering the information. The people are receiving according to their speed, 5 GB, 2 GB, 1 GB. So this is called comparison or upamana. Then Sabha means sabda. I mean, sorry, sabda means verbal, oral speaking and giving verification. Then judgment and pramanas are given. So I believe and pratyaksha, we have to accept the proof or means of valid knowledge is pramana. So this is called pramana. Then uttara paksha is referred to purva paksha, that is to defend your own position. That is like means I have to support myself, I have to fight for me, then I have to defend myself. That is purva paksha. So that is role in debate. The uttara paksha is critical for validating your own hypothesis and reasoning. So example, it is given. So uttara paksha means we have to defend ourselves, our justification. Then nigraha sthana, the place of rebuttal in plate. Where this is happening, it is called as nigraha sthana. So in summary, Tantra Yukti, a systematic method for building and testing hypothesis. Why you are telling like that, why you are behaving differently, why your thoughts are like that, why you are functioning like that. This is testing is done by this tantra yukti. Yukti means it is a method. So then pramana means evidences and tools, and purva paksha and uttara paksha is arguments and debate. If defending is purva paksha and countering is uttara paksha, and sthana means where it is all happening. So this is that summary, and up to this we come to the end of the system. So this is how that knowledge system I am taking. And Indian knowledge system we have seen so far. First part we have seen that what is all the Indian history introduction, what is that four yugas, all these things. And the second part, sub-theme 1 we have seen, and the second part, sub-theme 2, the vocabulary we have seen, and the concept and subjects, self knowledge, and all these things. So how one can acquire the new concept or new philosophy, that is through the education system. A guru is the teacher. The admission process is from a variety of inclusions will be there. The teacher taught the subjects, student will learn all these things. That is called vidyasthana. Then in that gurukulam, ashram, all these things comes under. Then the subjects, poet, then astrology, then storytelling, and then dhanurvidya. That is vidya is subject we have seen. And in the third part we have seen what is that definition of Vedic, I mean scriptures, that is Panchakosha, Panchabhuta, and then five elements, and then Tantra Yukti, that methods, how it is done, how it is transmitted orally. So people are allowed to discuss and able to explain what is their justification, what they view, their point of view. They can defend their thought process, just how like that only Buddha is able to explain what it is that, why it is that, how it is that. Then he produced evidences. Those evidences are classified pramana. Then those evidences are measured, and that is called that yukti we call it as tantra yukti. And then nigrahasthana, that place is called nigrahasthana. So this is how we have seen what has happened from ritual, from birth to death, the whole journey, body, mind, intellect, spirit, soul. That is internal journey, that is antakarana we have seen. Then outward journey, the materialistic world, how this body is getting energy through food, through agriculture, and then worshipping the five elements. And then materialistic world, then the influences of celestial bodies, changes in the thought process. So people changes, then karma comes into play. Karma is the outcome. This is the entire philosophical structure we have seen in the Indian knowledge system. So the guru receives information, receives the curriculum and pedagogy from the celestial bodies, or then he transmitted the knowledge to the students. He called the Sikshya or the disciple. The disciple first acquire that self knowledge, the internal growth and development, and the purpose of the birth, the destiny of the birth, and the contribution expected out of this birth. So this is what the entire education system in that Indian knowledge system. Slowly, people become competent in that particular vidya. That is Dhanur Vidya means expert in archery, then teaching, then singing, then Bharatanatyam dancing and sculpturing, painting and agriculture, medicine and disease finding. Every field, people becoming from novice to competent, they are good and they are doing their own dharma without competing with, without comparing with others. So that's all about Indian knowledge system. We should take this root value and we have to transmit this root value to our students and make them competent in their own field. Now, computer science is a perfect subject. I can take this new subject with the root value and then I make them like a machine Jesus or a machine Buddha or a machine Muhammad who is contributing for the harmony of the creature and the entire universe, that is global universe, that is Vasudeva Kudumbakam. So thank you. Any questions? I would like to share that. So I would like to stop my screen sharing. I think I have already stopped. Any questions?
Thank you, ma'am. Participants, if you have any question with regards to this session, the forum is open for discussion. If you have any question, queries, or you have some observation, you can note down here. Please, anyway.
Yeah, Dr. Atik.
Yeah, sir. Please.
Uh, Madam, you showed two slides related to Antahkaran.
Yes, sir.
In the first slide, the four Antahkaran you had in the sequence mind, then Buddhi, then Ahankara, and then Chit.
Okay.
If you refer to that slide, you will see it in that sequence: mind, Buddhi, Ahankara, and then Chit. And in the second slide, you change the sequence, and that sequence is the correct sequence. The observation that I had to make to remember the sequence in which these four elements of the uh,
Antakaran.
Antakaran is to
Correct.
remember what Adi Shankaracharya, very near from here, because you were here in Shegaon. I don't know you knew about it or not. Omkareswar is very near from here. In
Yes.
Omkareswar, when Adi Shankaracharya came, he was asked, "Who are you?" So he answered with the help of some verses, Sanskrit verses,
Okay.
which is now popularly called as Nirvan Shatakam. And he has
Okay.
started Mano Buddhi Hankar Chittani Rupam. So
Mm,
the
mm,
sequence in
mm.
which these antakarans are Mano, Buddhi, Ahankar, Chittani Rupam.
Yes.
Mind first, Buddhi then, Ahankar then, and Chit the final stage. So instead of starting from, as you mentioned there, Buddhi and then Ahankar and then mind, it should begin as you showed it in the second slide from Man, then Buddhi, then Ahankar, and then Chit. This is what I had to submit to you. Thank you, madam.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can you
Yeah,
able to see this?
you can
This is
find
the
it here.
screen.
Buddhi, Ahamkar,
Yeah.
Man, and Chit. And if you go to next slide, just after this, you have changed the order, which is the correct order. No, next slide. Next after
Previous.
that, where there was description on
Yeah.
Ahankara.
This is one, huh?
No, not here. Yeah, here
Okay.
it is. The previous one. Previous
Excuse me,
one.
sir.
Previous one. Previous one.
One second, sir. This is not the sequential order. Okay.
Yeah.
Here
Mano
it is
Buddhi Ahankar.
mentioned the elements only. So
Okay.
first
Okay.
element I am not giving, it is a bullet points. It is
Okay.
not that order. First
Okay.
one is
Okay.
this one, second one is this one, third one is this one. It is the classification or the group or the level. Okay, elements.
Yeah.
The order may be changing. I am not mentioning here the order in the
Yeah. Yeah.
sequential order,
Yeah.
or from that first one after promotion to the second one, after promotion to the third one. It is not mentioned here in this slide.
Yeah.
It is that elements only.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
you don't confuse with this order. This is
Okay.
that elements.
Yeah.
So if you say in what you call in preparing one vada, what you say, it consists of urdu dal, oil, and then salt, and then water. Then it is the elements of vada. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We cannot say first you must, the process or order is not mentioned. I hope I can justify myself. This is Nyaya. So
Mm-hmm.
this is that elements only. Okay, this
Mm-hmm.
slide I hope you understood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And one more slide, what is that? I would like to go and see that. This one, huh?
No. No. No.
This is that
Not this.
vocabulary we have.
Not this also. It was a
So,
slide after that only
okay,
with
one
little
second.
description.
This is that
Not
elements. That
bulleted,
is,
but little
yeah.
description.
Yeah, it is that elements we are mentioning. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Next, what is that?
After this only was that slide, which was in the descriptive form, not in the bulleted form. I don't know, you are not able to. Yeah, here it is. It is
Yeah,
here. No,
this
previous
one.
one. You just showed.
Previous one. Yeah, yeah. So it is explaining the
Yeah,
process.
yeah,
It
here.
is also
Here you
not
find
in the,
manas
yeah,
first, buddhi then, and
yeah.
after that you have ahankar, and then you have chitta.
Yeah, here it is also, I mean, explain, it is, the slide is describing what is defining what is mana. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
mana
Mm-hmm.
refers to mind. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
Mana, when, what is the position of mana? When it comes mana, mana is the first one. That order we are not mentioning. Okay.
Okay,
So
okay.
what is that? What is then what you call? Therefore, it then buddhi. Buddhi
Mm-hmm.
refers to intellect. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
So it is that description. This is like a definition. Here
Mm-hmm.
also we don't say what is the process, what is the priority order, or what is the preferential sequence. So
Okay,
what is
okay.
0, 1, 2, 3? Not like that. It is the
Mm.
definition. So that
Okay.
is then what is chitta means, it is a aids to memory indicating state of mind.
Mm-hmm.
Ahankara means in this, lastly means what you call in the four elements, the last element is ahankara.
Mm-hmm.
But the working, you are telling the process, the ego is the first one. That is logical sequence. Here, the paragraph explains the four element. The mana I am explaining, buddhi element I am explaining, chitta I am explaining, and the fourth element, the last element is ahankara.
Mm-hmm.
Right, sir?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That ego we call it as antakara. I mean ahankara. Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thank you, madam.
I can add the next slide. I can add the logical sequence, which comes first, and what is the outcome of the mana, what is the outcome of buddhi, what is the outcome of ahankara. That arrow, that explanation slide, I can include, so
Yeah,
that this
if you
is not.
just quote, if you
Yeah.
just quote that verse of Adi Shankaracharya, Mano
Yes, sir.
Buddhi Ahankara Chittani Rupa, then it
Huh.
becomes very clear.
Yes,
Yeah.
Mano Buddhi Chittana Ahankara Rupa means I will add that flow of thought process from starting from Mana to Ahankara. I will explain. Similarly, from the downward direction also we can go for bi-directional. I can add that quote also in the next slide. But in this slide, I am defining what it is, and in the previous slide, it is the element itself. Okay, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, madam.
Anyway, thank you for your quote. I'm happy for your help, and I will include that also because students will get clear idea. No,
Yeah.
that was a complete religious, as I mean spiritual aspects.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Sure, sure. Spiritual intelligence paper. I will include that, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, madam.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Yes, anyone else? If there are no more questions, then we will conclude. because we have to go for the next session. If you anyone have any queries or the question.
Any positive feedback you please give. I thank to that sir also. Give me any positive. What about the session?
Ma'am, I think there is no more questions. So if you could permit, shall we conclude, ma'am?
Yes, sir. We can conclude. Thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you very much for the patient listening and guiding me. And I'm very happy to take this session. Bharat Mata Ki Jai.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for such a wonderful session on this Indian knowledge system. And you have provided your thought-provoking details here. And definitely, ma'am, we will inculcate in our students and in our cultural values in our students. So, with the kind consent, we are really thankful to you. With the kind consent of Dr. Kolama Lakshmi, ma'am, I would like to declare that this session will be over here, and we will continue for the next session. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Thank you all. I'm leaving with you all your permission. Thank you.
Hello, Professor Vadegaonkar sir.
Hello,
Hi, yes, sir. You are audible, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon.
good afternoon.
Sir, shall we start if you could permit?
क्या
Uh,
ये तो जूम मीटिंग है ना हमारा तो ये
uh, if someone wants to take a break 5-10 minutes, we can
Yeah,
break
Yes, sir.
because
sir, we will take a break of 5 minutes and
yeah.
sharp at 4:42. We will start, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, sir. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
ये आ रहा है ठीक है तो बंद
Hello, participants. Shall we start? If
Yes, sir. We may start now.
yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hello, Professor Valegaonkar sir.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. So good afternoon, one and all, once again in this session. As we have already discussed that today's session has been split into the two different parts. First part we have already completed. Now we are going to discuss with one of the important and the crucial concept of this national education policy, that is focusing on the skill development and the industry connect. With the help of one of renowned and the senior expert, Professor Prasad Vadegaonkar sir. Sir, I extend my warm welcome to you to this flagship program. Friends, you know that the higher education institutions are play a very crucial role in the shaping of our future of our society. And the educator is a core part of this higher education institute, and those educator goes beyond the traditional teaching to inspire and innovate. So Professor Vadegaonkar sir is an innovative teacher, who has adopted a modern pedagogical techniques, integrate technology and foster the critical thinking among the students. He is a great academician, contribute to the university, not only university but also all HEIs of our region through his knowledge, research, mentorship and the scholarly publication, influencing the both academia as well as the industries. As far as concerned, sir has played a very different role in our university, from a teacher, head of department, as a researcher, then after the director of this MMTTC institutions, and then after the honorable pro vice chancellor chair. The university has undergo the drafting the syllabi and the implementation of this national education policy, and being a great administrator, he has in that particular time he has make the seamless functioning of our university and implementing the policy and implementing this national education policy in a very seamless manner towards achieving this academic excellence as well as the institutional growth. So friends, we are luckily fortunate today we have getting such kind of dynamic personality to discuss with us on the very important and the very crucial topic, that is the industry 4.0. So sir, I again extend my warm welcome to you to this session, and may I request you to start with your session, so please.
thank you. Thank you very much. I'm audible?
Yes sir, very much clear sir.
Okay, thank you. First, I would like to thank you all for giving me this chance. And I really enjoyed last 15 minutes of last lecture on IKS. And I'm sure that is very important for our national education policy as a part. And at the end, what I have gathered, that every Indian is educated, he or she should be educated, at least for the Indian knowledge system. What Madam has mentioned in the last, that after achieving that particular goal, a person move forward for his own specialization in different fields, like she has mentioned, like a Dhanurvidya or whatever. Simply, I will start from somewhere there only. In higher education, we are going to see exactly what the students are going to learn or what they are going to get from our higher education institutions. I would like to make one thing very clear, that I am not habitual of giving lecture. And therefore, when I was discussing with the director as well as with the Mr. Ankit, I made very clear that I would like to have an interaction with the participants, because if I'm not wrong, all the participants are having minimum 5, 6 or 10 or more than 10 years of experience in teaching. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So if it is there, then it is, I am also, you can consider me also as a participant in this particular session. And I would like to hear you from all of you, or at least for 15-20 people, because there are 100 participants right now in this particular program. So at least 15-20 participants will participate in this particular session, I believe. I will start with few slides and then we will open this session for the discussion, and I would like to hear from all of you. So I will try to share my few slides first. Is it visible?
No, sir.
No? What is there on the screen?
Yes, sir. Now it is visible, sir.
Yeah, Industry 4.0 onwards.
Yes, sir.
Good. How many of you have heard about this Industry 1.0, 2.0, 3.0 something? Mr. Ankit,
Yes, sir.
can you switch on the mics for at least 4 or 5 people?
Yeah, sir. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Let it be a two-way dialogues.
Participants, you can unmute yourself. You have the access. Please, anyone.
Yeah, my small question or my query is, have you heard of Industry 1.0, Industry 2.0, something like this?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes.
we will just
Ye-
browse through this, see what is this. But before that, in 1 or 2 slides, we will talk about the education, role of education. Because we all are the educators, we all are the teachers. So what is the role of this education? Education has intertemporal value in our society. Its primary role is to create values and shape attitude and behaviors to align with the society's expectation. Correct? So it play a very important role to provide students with the knowledge and skill they need to succeed in the life. So basic question comes, what is needed? What is needed in the life? If you see, this is a dynamic in nature and it changes with the technology. Because as the technology is changing, our need is also changing. As our culture is changing, our need is also changing. And especially today, that world is currently undergoing a rapid digital transformation. There is an urgency of educational system to adopt this. And this adaptation relates to both speeding up the innovations, technology, integration in higher education, and improving the higher education institutes curriculum. I hope everyone agree with this because we all are talking about National Education Policy 2020 in our university, as well as most of the universities have aligned their curriculum according to National Education Policy. Okay, so today we will just try to see, is it really going to solve our problem? Is it going to address the need of a student? I will not say the student now, I will say the human resource which we are producing. Up to school, we can say they are students, but now we should say that they are we are producing the human resource for the society. We are producing human resource for the industry. So coming to the terminology which is being usually used like a Industry 1.0, if you see the history of industrialization in the end of 18th century, with the invention of steam engine, we started using the water and steam energy. And from that time, we started mechanical manufacturing systems. we started producing machines, etc. And start of 20th century, you might have noticed that we started producing the things in the mass level. Electricity was available. We started talking about the assembly line. We started talking about the division of labor, as well as we started using electrical energy as a major source of energy. So this is industry 2.0. And start of the 1970s, I think most of us were born, or most of you might have born after 1970s, but this is the period when industrialization was, you can say, at the boom. The automation was there, information technology was developing, electronics was developed, so microelectronic technology entered. If you remember the old radiograms with the big walls, we started seeing the transistors. So there are a lot of changes were taking place in 70s. And today, if we see that we say it is a industry 4.0, where we are connecting all the production system together. We are decentralizing automated production system. There are a lot of flexibility in transferring the information in non-inclusive way. So this is something which is present today. We started with steam engine, manufacturing 1 engine, 2 engine, 3 engines like this. Then there was a change in process, making the same engines or same product. We started using the assembly lines. I hope you know this assembly line, or after some time we'll discuss what is the assembly line. We started talking about the division of labor, where one particular instrument, one particular product was produced by a single person. Now we started talking about the division of labor, means one part is manufactured by someone else at somewhere, some different places. Another part is produced by someone else. Someone is making assembly and making the particular product. Similarly, this is the story which we have seen in last, say, 100 years. At this stage, and when we started talking about national education policy, and we started talking about IKS also. You know, this IKS is going to lead us to the industry 5.0, because during the industry 4.0, I will show you a few slides. There is a concept of automation, only robots making everything. But industry 5.0 goes beyond that, and it talks about the human-machine collaboration. It is talking about the cobots. If engineers are there, they know what is a cobots. It is an advanced form of robot which can work with the human in the same platform. So we'll come to this later, but first I would like to talk about the aim of this 5.0 industry, that it is going to enhance the job satisfaction, broader range of skills for the worker, increase the value that each worker and machine brings to the production, and more information decisions by the workers. So right now in 4.0, we were thinking that we are completely depending on the machines. We are completely depending on the robots. There will be no need of human beings. We were thinking about losing the jobs with the development, but actually industry is leading towards the industry 5.0, where again humans are going to play a very important role. And the moment you say the humans are going to play a very important role, then we have to connect with the society also, human values also. And we have to talk about the sustainability as well as the ethics. So this is in brief about the industry 1.0 to, I will say, the coming industry 5.0. So I will stop here for a few minutes, and I would like to know how we are going to prepare students for the industry. I will again, I will try to make my question simple. First question will be why we are teaching, why students are learning, why students are coming to the campuses, why students are coming to the classes. And at the end of the class or at the end of the course, what they are going to get and how they are going to use what they have learned in the classroom. When they enter into the society, when they enter into the job. I would like to hear from few of you. You can take the example of your own courses and just enlighten us, all of us. Hello, I am online or not?
Sir, Vadagaonkar sir, Jha here.
हाँ sir, namaskar.
Namaskar, namaskar, namaskar.
I will glad if you can switch on your video.
Oh yes, oh yes. If you want, I can do that also.
Because in this digital age, I still feel that there should be eye contact between.
I think you can see my face only because the camera is very near to me.
Yeah, please, sir, no
So
problem.
can you see my face now?
Sure, sure.
Sir, as a matter of fact, the entire exercise of this education, as it has also been envisaged in the NEP 2020, is the holistic development of the participants. So it is not just limited to sharing knowledge. It is also not limited to imparting skills so that they can earn for themselves tomorrow by working anywhere where the skill is required. But it is also shaping their behaviors. You also mentioned in few slides of role of education, their attitudes, developing the foundation of the values so that they are a complete package. The holistic development, that's what in one term the policy also tells. So that's the whole purpose. That is what we are doing it, whether we do it in the classroom, and therefore we have classroom studies, we have online studies, we have curricular activities, we have extracurricular activities, we have community engagement, we have project-based learning, and number of activities which are part of the education system everywhere, and so in my college and in my department also. That is what I had to submit, sir.
You are absolutely right. I will say this is the basic requirement for each and every student.
Right, sir.
This is a minimum requirement that everyone should have. From here, if we move onwards, when student comes into the society, for living, he has to do something, any profession. If he's an education system, I can narrate you from the education 1.0 to now 1.4, which is our national education policy says. So which are the skills our students should get? I would like to know from your own subject, what should be the outcome or what should be the takeaway for that particular student when he enters into the society for his earning. Because right now I have been asked to talk about the industry or anything where the jobs are there and earning is there. So I was trying to talk about how the changes have been taken place in last 100 years and is it our education system is ready to adopt those changes or not, and our students are getting that particular you can say the skill, knowledge or exposure or not.
Yeah, so I mentioned already they have to be a skilled manpower. That's there. They
Yeah, okay,
also
very
have
good.
to be competent manpower. Competent in the sense that they may not necessarily be always a job seeker. They may be a job creator also tomorrow, because that is how they are going to serve the society. So they have to be an integral part of the society, and they have also to be the leader in the society. They have to give society a direction based on the values and other things that they have nurtured during their education.
You're absolutely right, sir. They may be a job giver because we have a very strong startup policy, and we are seeing the changes which are happening in and around our city also and all over India. But for that also, he or she needs some skill. Even as you mentioned that they can serve in the society, they can become a leader. For becoming a leader also, they need a skill. Correct. So either it may be a form of communication, in the form of grasping the information, collecting the information, documenting this information. So we can move forward with the discussion, mentioning the expertise or the subject which we are teaching, and the skill which we are expecting the students will get a particular skill or knowledge or something which is going to help him in the future. Because in national education policy, the first line goes, when we develop the curricula, we have to write the program objective, program outcome, program specific outcome. We have to write course outcome. We have to write for each and every unit. We have to write down the outcome for so something like this is there.
Yeah, sir. So for our subject, like I am in the management department, you
Yes.
probably know it. So the skills that we intend and the students should uh, imbibe during this course is, as you mentioned, it has to be communication, it's a skill, it has to be behavioral skill, it has to be leadership skill, it has to be decision making skill, it has to be analytical skill, it has to be negotiation skill if they opt in the field of sales and marketing, the negotiation skill. So these are the skills that they are supposed to have.
Sir,
Please excuse me for just a minute.
Yeah.
Can anyone from other subject can join us
sir,
for the discussion?
thing I would like to take.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Yes, Dr. Uday Javadkar.
Sir, as per our vision statement of our college,
Yeah.
I can comment like this, that we want to produce the knowledgeable engineers and manager with spiritual background to serve the global society.
This is a too vast explanation, isn't it? That is correct. That is our vision. I will share a few more slides. Okay. And let's see. Again, we will start discussion. Yeah. Oh. My screen is visible to all of you?
It's visible, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Can you make a comment on this? Anyone?
It seems like it's an assembly line.
Pardon?
It seems like it's assembly line.
Yes. This is assembly line. You are absolutely right. It is assembly line. I will just share my experience. Last week, I was in South India near Chennai on a visit in a remote college. I'm really surprised to see that their placement record was excellent. A science and arts college, excellent placement record, over 80%. Over 80%. Graduate, postgraduate departments, placement over 80%. And then I started asking that even in the top universities, we are not getting this type of outcome. And then I started realizing that that whole area is highly industrialized. Many mobile manufacturer industries are there. Many automobiles are there. And students after graduation immediately getting the job there as a different roles, including, as you said, it is assembly line where they are assembling the things to their quality control, to packaging, to what we say what other parts of their like HR, supply chain management, lot of things. So if industries are there, there are chances that our students will get an opportunity. And for that, the college was playing very important role, very active role, that identified the nature of jobs which were offered in that particular region, and they were preparing their student mentally for that particular job and helping those students to get the jobs. So without leaving that particular place, students were getting absorbed in the industry. So this is a simple assembly line. We can classify this in industry maybe 2.0 or something like this. I will go next one. Yeah. This is also assembly line, correct?
This slide, yeah, it has changed now. Yeah.
This is also assembly line. Production of two-wheelers.
Yes, yes, sir.
Correct?
Yes.
You can very clearly see that with every bike, there are one or two people are there and they are just assembling the parts. So this is a continuous assembly line. People are required for a particular job or particular action. Correct? I will move forward.
Yes, sir.
This is with the cars. This is the assembly line for manufacturing cars. Correct?
No.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
What is on the screen?
Yes.
Assembly. Car assembly line.
Car assembly line. Correct. So not very different than the assembly line for the motorcycles. Earlier slide.
Yes.
Cars along with the persons who are assembling the cars. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What about this?
It's a automated line. Industry 4.0 enabled, IoT enabled.
Correct. So this is from the Tatas.
Yes.
Okay, correct. So we are at par with all the developed nations now. Can you read out the comments which is on this particular slide now? Please read down what is written on the slide.
Robots could replace 20 million manufacturing jobs worldwide by 2030.
It is a report, correct?
Yes, yes.
So this is the scenario now. This is everywhere. Like I was talking about the manufacturing. This is a particular about the our field that where beer fermentation is monitored completely through robots as well as IoTs, etc. Vaccine industry, you will not find the person, all machines are there. So this is happening in around. Slide is visible now?
Yeah, it's visible, sir.
We have seen the poultries, correct?
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
these are the modern poultries.
Yeah.
This is a robot which is managing complete poultry, disinfecting poultry, monitoring the temperature, humidity, carbon dioxide, light intensity, and sanitizing the poultry house and floor. This is another one where ceiling robot is there, equipped with the cameras, and it is capturing the images of chicken and analyzing the health and welfare. Counting the chickens, their health, they are healthy or not, are they sick, are they become lazy, are hyperactive, everything is being monitored. So thousands and thousands chickens are monitored by these robots. You can see that there is a robot which is collecting the eggs. We have a system to detect the eggs on the floor. And now we have started saying that robot nanny is there, which is looking after 3 million chickens. And this slide is 2017. It means after 5 years, the picture is very different now. So for a few seconds, we will stop here. And I would like to hear the comments from the faculties who are in this from the engineering background. Am I audible?
Yeah, it's really Prasad sir.
Huh.
Good afternoon, Jai Gajanan.
Bola sir.
Sir, what we are thinking mostly, if you see the present era, as far as the robotics and automation, every field is concerned. So there are a lot of advancements and enhancements as far as Industry 4.0 revolution is concerned, as far as Industry 5.0 is also concerned. But parallelly, there are again job opportunity in my perception. What I feel there are, because there is a huge requirement of skill task force and manpower, which is pretty required in having the programming of the particular robots. So as far as the assembly line is concerned, definitely that could be one of the opportunity for our students as far as engineering background is concerned to enhance the technical skills. Again, as far as digital literacy is concerned, that is pretty important. So that is what in my point of view, sir.
Let's make one statement. I'm not saying that these robots or this technology is going to make people unemployable. Okay.
Yes.
It is
Yes,
going to create more employment. Now
Yes.
it is up to our education policy. It is depend upon us as a teachers, how we
Yes, yes.
prepare our students for the particular job, or can we identify the future jobs, future nature of the job, and is it possible for us to make our
Yes.
student ready for that particular thing?
Yes, yes. Sir, for the same thing as you asked previously, I am teaching the subject robotics and industrial application to final year students. And we have a state-of-art robotics center of excellence, which is there, and it is again CSR funded by one of the industry itself. So that is under the roof of Sri Santagiram Maharaj College of Engineering, Shigaon. So that was like the venture we have made in collaboration with industries. So as far as students are concerned, we are conducting the practicals even on the shop floors on the industry, so that students will get the practical hands-on experience along with whatever the academic practicals that needs to be carried out as far as their syllabus is concerned of robotics and industrial applications. So we are doing practical at our workshop in our laboratory, robotics laboratory, and on the shop floors of the industries too. So this is what the this kind of activities we are doing parallelly to bridge the gap between industry and academia.
Great.
Yes.
I would like to hear something more from others also, and I would like to know how we can distinguish between the disciplines. Like when I see the robot, it is having a mechanical engineering part, it is having the coding programs, electronics, everything together. If everything is together coming, how we are going to make our students compatible for developing these robots? Because otherwise, still, if we think that we are going to import the machineries, we are going to import the robots, etc., or assembly robots which are used in the assembly line. If we are talking about the importing, then this is not going to create a job opportunity for our students. So I would like to know more about how to integrate these different disciplines together. Because most of the student, if you ask today, they want to rush to the computer sciences. Most neglected areas are like a mechanical. So I would, because we are talking about national education policy and its implication, and trying to connect the national education policy with the industry, I would like to know something about this also from you all. What are your experiences, and what are the outcome of your teaching in terms of the students' satisfaction as well as the students' placement, or how students are able to cope with the changes which are happening around them in the society? Yes.
Hello, sir.
हाँ sir.
Hello, sir.
हाँ sir, बोला sir.
I am Madhav Bhambere from Mechanical Engineering Department, SGBAU, Shigaon. My observation is that if you promote the student for the multidisciplinary projects, when they are working in a multidisciplinary project, they can get the knowledge of other disciplines also. And this is really beneficial for them when they go for the interview for various companies and they get selected, or I think this knowledge will be helpful for them.
Correct.
That is my point of view. Thank you, sir.
So how is your experience?
Sir, I'm teaching actually the subject which are on thermal side.
Yeah.
Those are like heat transfer or the fluid mechanics. So when I'm taking for the practicals. At the same time, we are doing some kind of mini projects. And under these mini projects, whatever they are taking from theory, they are just trying to apply their theory knowledge for performing some practicals. And on the basis of that, they will be getting really the knowledge of that particular subject in depth. Also, they will be really, what you can say, enabled to apply that knowledge in a practical things. Like suppose the project is based on the thermal management of the battery. So they are just working on the thermal management, whatever they studied in theory, there are the various modes of the heat transfer, how these modes of the heat transfer actually is working while they are working on that particular project. So this is actually the application of theory while performing the projects. And later on, I'm just looking after the CFD lab also in computational fluid dynamics. So there is a kind of they can generate their skill sets by understanding this particular knowledge of the CFD. And this CFD simulation can help them for performing the good kind of the quality kind of the projects. That's it from my side, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. I'm sure that we are having people from the different background. We have heard a person from the management. We have heard 2 engineers.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Anil
Sir,
sir.
I'm first year faculty
Yeah.
teaching engineering chemistry to the first year student.
Yeah, please.
Sir, in our college we have one component known as teacher evaluating component TEC, in which student has to select different things like assignment, PowerPoint presentation, seminar, industrial visit, or tutorial, like that. So I'm making mandatory to all my students as far as whichever the class I'm engaging. So industrial visit is the mandatory for all the students. So in first semester itself, student used to visit industry. So whichever the industry you prefer, you visit the industry and submit PPT in front of all the class. So in last semester, student visited Parleji, then welding industry, even the rural area. So I told girl student also, you visit alone to any one of even each and every village you find some industry. Say one girl from Chikli, she visited that tire remolding shop. So that is what in our syllabus. So polymer chemistry is there, tire remolding is there, how vulcanization is going to be took place, how the old tires are making the vulcanization and getting branded and sold into the market. So this is what I used to practice in first year itself.
Fantastic. Like you said, visiting to the Parle industry.
Yeah, Parleji.
Correct, Parleji. So if you see the Parleji, it is a food industry, it is a chemical industry, because they are using they are using the enzymes, they are using
Yes,
paper in which they are wrapping the biscuit.
in Khamgaon area where you find a lot of industries are there.
Yeah, no, even in one industry, you will find so many things.
Yes, sir. Most of the students are visiting dal mill also, ginning industries also, where you find the boilers are there. So what exactly the role of boiler, how the steam is getting produced, what is the input to the boiler. So we are teaching the water treatment. So what exactly the input? So the 0 ppm hardness water, if you give to the boiler, so boiler will run very smoothly. If you put the hard water, what kind of the boiler troubles are there? The Paras thermal power plant is also there with near. So number of things we can teach.
Correct. So you agree that everything depends upon the teacher, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
It doesn't make much different what is in the curriculum. Curriculum is a guideline only.
See, in our engineering chemistry, we have water treatment, fuel is there, polymer chemistry is there, environmental sustainability is there. Almost all the then lubricants are there. Almost all the industry components are covered in engineering chemistry syllabus.
Correct. Good. Anyone else?
Sir, whatever photographs you have shown,
Yes.
it shows the future development of industry, and from that, I can say that up till now we were producing the human resource to manage the human beings, but now we will have to produce the engineers or human resource who can manage man as well as machine also.
Yeah, both.
Means not only human management, but he will have to manage machines also. And
Correct.
both managements are two different things.
But we are talking about the intelligence only, isn't it? So
Yeah.
artificial intelligence that is coming through.
The scope is not restricted to that intelligence only. I think so.
Yeah, it's more than that. I do agree. I'll show you one or two more slides. You may find this quite exciting. Is it there?
It's visible, sir.
This robo health worker. Is it on the screen? Hello?
Yeah, it is visible. It is visible.
Yeah.
Visible.
These are the robo health workers, robotic health workers. They have been used in Rwanda, North Ireland, during the COVID-19 treatment in the hospitals. These are the humanoid robots which move from one patient to another patient. We used to take the temperature, monitoring their vitals, feeding information back to the health professionals. So this type of humanoid robots are available in health sciences also, health facility also. You might have heard or seen the robots are available in hotels also. Yeah, one more very interesting equipment which I'm showing here is a automated system which is developed in India. I remember in 2019 before COVID, when I visited this particular MyLab. MyLab is one of the biotech industry in India, started by 4 young entrepreneurs, and they had shown me this box. It's saying that we are going to convert this box into a fully automated diagnostic system. And by 2023, they have already developed this system for detecting the tuberculosis as well as multi-drug resistance organisms, which may be present in particular patient. And if we know the antibiotic resistance, we can design the treatment. Okay, so lot of things are going and happening in and around us. Today, India is one of the most leading country. I will say one of the most developing country in the world, which is coming up with its own devices. Because nobody is going to develop things which are required only by us. We are 140 crore people. TB is tuberculosis, and this MDR, that is a multi-drug resistance problems we are facing. So in the world, no industry is going to produce this for us. So in our country, we have this capability we have our scientists, I will say the human resource which you and me are producing, we the teachers are producing in this country, making them capable to find out the problems which our country is facing. We are making them capable to develop the remedies. We are making them capable to develop the instrumentation, automation, everything. And this is one of the example where these automated devices have been developed. Coming to our region, because Amaravati has been declared as a textile region. So I was just trying to see which type of automations are there, the industries which are in and around Amaravati, like Raymond's is there. Last week, CEO of CRM was visited Amaravati. So a lot of automations are there in textile industry also. Completely robotics lines are there, which are managing handling the fabrics, transferring operations, picking and placing from one place to another place, directly executing the same task with minimal distortion. It means if you are having the designs ready for designs, if you can use the CAD softwares or CAD systems, you can make the designs, and there are automation for saving also. So something like this is in and around. I will just show you one video if it is possible. Can you see the screen?
Yes, screen is visible, sir.
What is there on the screen?
I think that is pick and place robot. That just snapshot of
It's
that.
running?
I think it's a pick and place kind of robot.
Let's see.
Yeah, yeah.
手を知らない正確で滑らかな動き。確実にスピーディーに仕事をこなします。
Sir, only slide is visible.
It's not moving?
It's not moving, sir.
Okay. Forget this. Actually, this is a robot which is doing the screen printing. It's making all the designs, and it is being used in the textile industry. Is it moving now? No.
No. Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, I will from the beginning.
この美しい彩りを作り出すために代々磨かれ受け継がれてきた職人の技。
Can you see the video?
これまさに熟練の技巧。
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah. This is in the textile industry.
その技と勘を継承し次世代へ紡いでいく熟練をまとうマニピュレータロボット。一ノ瀬 X 誕生。それは新たなる革新。一ノ瀬 X は熟練の技を可能な限り忠実に再現しました。継承の道を開くためにこの業界が待ち望んでいたマニピュレータロボット一ノ瀬 X。 作業ごとに手の先のハンドツールを取り替え、適した動作を行います。繊細な生地に対応した細やかなスキージンを実現。実際の職人のような手の動きで作業を行います。知らない、正確で滑らかな動き。確実にスピーディーに仕事をこなします。がつながっていく。技を伝承された一ノ瀬 X。それはもうヒューマノイド。その先へと刻む新しいナッセンの未来へ向かって。
When you are seeing the video, there was a voice or not? Audio was there or not?
Audio was there, but it was probably in Japanese language.
Yeah, audio was there, isn't it? Okay,
Yeah,
no
yeah.
problem. I will just show you one more. Let's see.
And since the video was running in the broken way, we were not able to catch the story behind it.
Okay, I will just talk about that first. Actually, that we know that what is a screen printing? We print anything on the paper or cloth, the design, correct? That screen printing was automated. The robot was exactly doing the same thing which like we do while doing the screen printing, and therefore you will find that there is a less human error. It can work 24/7. Actually, here I was interested to show this because not the robot what it is doing. I was interested to show that the making that particular robot, number one, is a one skill. Another skill is the design, which the different student or those different person is there who is an artist who is making the designs, creating the designs. And when these designs have been created, it has to be digitalized. When it is there, maybe using your softwares. And once it is there, if you want that robot should work, someone has to write the codes. Codes means what? Nothing. It is a set of instructions. When to use red color, when to use green color or blue color, and where you have to use those colors. These all are the things these skills are required by the professional who is going to work in particular industry. Okay, now there is no place for unskilled worker because there is no place now that if someone asks anyone that what you have learned or what aapko kya aata hai, this is a typical question people ask, what you can do. If you say that I have a particular degree, that is not an answer which will give you the job, correct? So I'm just showing you how industry is moving from manually to automated, but it is creating a high profile jobs now. Earlier only you can say the educated person as a laborer was working there. Now there will be the engineers and highly educated or experts are going to work there. And simply and therefore you will see that the earning is going to increase with this particular technologies. The production is going to increase. Quality is going to increase. A lot of things are there. I will just show you one more video if possible. It runs.
वीडियो में देख पा रहे हो ये है दुनिया की सबसे फास्टेस्ट ट्रैक लेइंग मशीन जिसे टाटा कंपनी के द्वारा बनाया गया है। भारतीय रेलवे का टारगेट है कि वो दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा रेल नेटवर्क बने। और
वीडियो इज देयर सर?
Yes.
With audio?
Yeah.
इसी रीजन की वजह से वो हर साल 5000 किलोमीटर से भी ज्यादा रेलवे ट्रैक्स को इंस्टॉल कर रहे हैं। इतना तो स्विट्जरलैंड का एंटायर रेलवे नेटवर्क है जितना कि भारतीय रेलवे हर साल ट्रैक्स को इंस्टॉल कर रही है भारत में। पर अब यही काम को और ज्यादा फास्ट करने के लिए टाटा कंपनी ने एक बहुत बड़ा योगदान दिया है। दरअसल उन्होंने ये एनटीसी मशीन बनाई है जो कि एक बार में 1.8 किलोमीटर के ट्रैक को इजीली इंस्टॉल कर देती है। भारत में आज काफी सारी हाई स्पीड ट्रेनों को बनाया जा रहा है जैसे कि वंदे भारत एक्सप्रेस जिसकी रफ्तार 200 किलोमीटर प्रति आवर की है। पर हम इतनी हाई स्पीड वाली ट्रेनों को भी अपने मैक्सिमम स्पीड पर नहीं चला सकते और उसका रीजन है रेलवे ट्रैक्स। क्योंकि अभी के जो हमारे रेलवे ट्रैक्स है वो काफी ज्यादा पुराने हैं, वो इतनी हाई स्पीड वाली ट्रेन को नहीं झेल पाएंगे और वंदे भारत जैसी ट्रेनों को भी फिर 120-140 की स्पीड पर चलना पड़ता है। पर रेलवे ये चीज बदलना चाहती है और वो अब बैलेंसलेस रेल ट्रैक्स को लगा रही है। दरअसल इन ट्रैक्स का इस्तेमाल जापान में किया जाता है बुलेट ट्रेन को चलाने के लिए। ये 350 की स्पीड को काफी आसानी से झेल सकते हैं। भारतीय रेल नेटवर्क जैसे कि मैंने आपको बताया काफी बड़ा है और हमें एक फास्ट प्रोसेस चाहिए ट्रैक्स को इंस्टॉल करने के लिए और यहाँ पर ये टाटा की मशीन काम आएगी जो कि दुनिया की सबसे फास्टेस्ट ट्रैक लेइंग मशीन है। अभी फिलहाल इस मशीन का इस्तेमाल डेडिकेटेड फ्रेट कॉरिडोर को बनाने में किया जा रहा है। ट्रैक इंस्टॉलेशन के साथ साथ अब भारतीय रेलवे नॉइज बैरियर को भी लगा रही है ट्रैक्स के बाजू में। जिन्हें नहीं पता उन्हें मैं जानकारी के लिए बता दूं कि जब ट्रेनें चलती है और वो आवाज करती है तो उससे काफी ज्यादा साउंड पोल्यूशन होता है, पर ये नॉइज बैरियर्स उस साउंड को
So there are a lot of happenings in and around us. Correct. We have to be ready for this. Have to be ready means our students should be ready for adopting these things. So jobs are going to increase, only the nature of job is going to change. And the whole responsibility, if I'm not wrong, if I say that it depends upon us, the teachers. Correct. Though a lot of changes are there, online courses are there, everything is there, but mentoring is very important. So this integration is very important. If you want to make some comments, then I will be happy. Yes. Yes, Dr. Bhushan, sir. Any comment?
Nice session, sir. It was nice.
No, I'm not giving any session. I'm just interacting with you all because you are listening the lectures in this particular program, maybe from last 2-3 days, and you are going to listen for 3-4 more days, isn't it? I'm not giving a lesson or a session. I'm taking a session. I'm just trying to interact with you all, especially with reference to the implementation of NEP. I'm just trying to see that whenever we go to the lecture or interact with the student, can we show them what are the opportunities are there? What are the things they can perform after listening the particular lecture or particular practical? is there any scope for them to be a part of that particular process? Can they find out some component of that particular whole process which they can create, they can make? Because someone has in the beginning itself made a statement that we are not making only the job seekers, isn't it? Our students should be job givers. So in whole process, if they can identify something that they can make it, I think they can create the jobs for others also. And therefore I said that I don't want a one-way talk. Yes. I really started feeling that I'm teaching in the class and students are not at all responding. They are not opening their mouth.
Not like that, sir. Not like that.
This is the big, sir. You are also very senior. I am also on the verge of retirement, and our big problem is that number one, I will just narrate because I'm very much involved with the NEP and listening the problems with from others. Students class में नहीं आते हैं. Number one, correct, sir? Number two, they don't ask questions. They don't come prepared. ऐसी प्रॉब्लम्स आपको नहीं आती क्या?
Yes, these are generic problems, no doubt.
So, do we ask questions in the classroom? How many questions we ask in the classroom? This is a one question and another question. Do we like if student asks questions?
Yes, sir, we do like.
Yes, that I know because you are active. See, only a person who likes like that someone should ask the question, he will ask the questions. This is my theory and my observation. Correct. Okay, so I will just move forward with few more slides and you will see that what is there. Beginning in my one slide, there was a statement that education is a secondary role to provide students with the knowledge and skill they need to succeed, because we were already talking about we have to create the value, we have to shape the attitude, we have to behavior alignment and everything we are talking about, isn't it? I just changed this secondary word. This is also an essential role to provide students with the knowledge, skill they need to succeed in the life. Okay. So slightly I will change from the industry 1, 2, 3, 4, education 1.0. Lectures, rote learning and memorization. We are giving the lectures, वही पढ़ना है, and we have to remember those things. Correct? This is the typical classroom. Every college is having this particular classroom. Our examination system. And then we started talking about education 2.0, internet enabled learning, education 3.0, knowledge-based education. Where are we today in our colleges? Anyone?
Outcome-based education.
Huh?
Outcome-based education.
4.0.
Where you are going to keep this as a education 1, education 2.0, education 3.0?
Maybe skill-based, competency and skill-based education.
Yeah, okay, but where you are going to keep in these three? I have just shown you the education 1.0, 2.0, 3.0.
3.0.
Internet enabled learning.
Yes.
It's combination 1 and 2.
1 and 2. But with 1 and 2, we are not going to achieve the goal which we are discussing now. The way society is changing, 1 and 2 is not going to help us. Correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
And therefore, we started talking about the outcome, etc. Actually, that is always a part of education, isn't it? We had forgotten this. We never tell our student why you are studying this.
Yes.
This is the problem, isn't it? And so we are now started putting that on in the curriculum. But at the end, are we trying to find out really we have achieved our goal or not? Have we attained the outcome or not? And what basis you are confirming that he or she has learned this thing? See, on paper, everything has come in the curriculum of the universities. It has reached to the colleges. But how to implement effectively? Get the desired result as an outcome of student that he or she has learned that particular thing, understood that particular thing, he or she can implement those things independently. This can be assured only and only by the teacher. Okay. And if we do this, we are going to really produce a competent human resource for any particular field. Number one. Number two, as we have seen that everything is changing continuously and very rapidly. Curriculum is, if you go word by word, then the curriculum is getting outdated within few months, like our mobiles. The moment you purchase your mobile, it is outdated. Correct? So it is with only teacher can make student updated. Only teacher can keep the student updated. If teachers are not going to keep the student updated, in very near future, students are not going to come to the colleges. Because lot of last two slides I will show you, which I has come to know today morning itself. I kept that is in the last, because if we are not ready to give the output. Our outcome is what? Our students. If our students are not eligible for the jobs which are present today, or our students are not ready for the job which are coming in near future, I think we are going to face a lot of problems. Society is going to face a lot of problems. Bureaucrats or university or authorities can only force to write down the curriculum in a particular way. They can ask you to follow the thing. But every teacher, there is no substitute for teacher, and only teacher can change the complete scenario. This is something like a virtual whiteboard people are using, where we can share the, like today we are sharing the videos and those things. It can be shared into the classroom, and there is, you can just try to find out what is a 1, 2, 3 education 3.0. I will just point out 1 or 2 points here. Where education 1 is something like it, we are dictating to the students. Education 2, where organization is there, internet ready there, so socially they are constructed. And here you need to, again, you have to move forward. Yeah. Parents view, like schools are like a daycare, even college is like a daycare. They are coming to the colleges for education 1 and 2, but now parents thinks that education in 3.0 a place for them to learn too. They have to learn and they have to get ready for job. And if you see the role of teacher, education 1, licensed professional, you had to be B.Ed, you had to be D.Ed, you had to be NET, you had to be PhD, something like this, for 1 and 2. And for 3, everybody, everywhere. Correct? And if you see the industry, how see the graduates? Like assembly line workers or ill-prepared assembly line workers with knowledge economy, ki nuksan nahi hoga. But now industry sees this graduate as a co-worker or entrepreneur. So this whole picture is continuously changing. And therefore the role of teacher is changing. So when we talk about the students or teachers, I think it is very important to teach them how to learn, rather than teaching each and everything which is written on the curriculum, because that may become an absolute within a next few months, or the time they come out into the society, the technology is not at all existing. And therefore it is more important for a teacher to teach the student to learn by themselves. And therefore it is necessary, if they will ask the questions, then only they can learn. You might have been experienced Google, correct? You ask, Google gives the answer. Answer may be logical, illogical. 99% is of no use sometimes. Then AI is there, chatbot is there. So many things are there where you can now frame the questions and you try to get a precise answer or close to precise answer. Correct? So it is very essential how to ask the question. So we have to teach the student course that particular topic, we have to teach the particular discipline, and same time we have to teach them to learn themselves, ask the question, find out the problems and different ways of solving those problems. As you mentioned that you are sending a student to the industries, you are asking them to do the projects. These all are the things which force student to ask the questions. I'll move forward very fast and come to the education 4.0. Actually, our national education policy started with the education 4.0, and which gives you opportunity for more personalized learning. We introduced the electives. Electives means choice-based electives, and I hope that colleges are offering choice-based electives, not compulsory electives. Okay. It may not be possible today to provide the choice-based elective to a student because of availability of faculty, but this is becoming more and more possible because of online platforms are available like any NPTL and Coursera or EDX. We teachers should promote the students for learning or opting for NPTL courses, Coursera courses, and other courses. So they can learn more and more things in which they are interested. This is creating more remote learning opportunity, as I mentioned, project-based learning, many things. So I will skip these things and I will move forward to, let's see. One of the most dangerous thing which I come across today is the advertisement. One more thing, that National Digital University is also coming up, and colleges and universities should link with this type of universities which are going to provide online courses to their students. There are a few terminologies like lecturer, instructor, facilitator, and coach. I hope you know the differences. I will just go through this. Teacher is what? To stand and deliver. Students listen and take the notes. Correct? The coach is adopting the student's learning according to the specific need. Students work on different units and tasks. We have to play all 4 roles for the student. We have to now think about ourselves. We have to analyze ourselves and think where we are today. We are which type of role we are playing in the colleges. Are we only playing a role of teacher, that we go into the class and deliver the lecture, or we play different roles also? And biggest challenge is that we have to prepare the human resource for the job which are not existing today itself. Correct. And that is only possible if we make them to learn themselves. So as the opportunity comes or changes comes in near future, they are going to learn by themselves. Otherwise, they will be outdated and they will be out of the job. So, as I said, that if we don't change our style of teaching or role from teacher to coach or all the 4 forms, there are many startups which have already come up. This is the data from India. I will show you. There are more than 3,080 higher education tech startups in India. 281 are funded. 69 have secured Series A+ fund. Okay. So tomorrow, people are not going to come to the college. They will join the startup for learning also. Why I'm saying this? Because this is the advertisement which I have seen today. Can you read it out? Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's visible, sir.
Yeah. So this is from 24th February 2025. Okay. We are looking to hire a cracked full stack engineer at smallest AI. It is a startup offering salary CTC 40 lakhs per annum. Joining immediate location Bangalore. See the experience 0 to 2 years. Qualification does not matter. Degree does not matter. What is the requirement? Just 100 words write up and link for you what you have learned or what do you know. That's all. So I would like to hear some comments on this.
The compatibility of the students with the job is the most required thing they are looking for. The material of what education you had, what degree you had, what institution you are from, which location you are from, the fitness for the job they want.
Skills are more important.
That it is not.
Skills are mostly preferred.
Pardon?
This is not a core
Skills
job.
are mostly preferred. As it was mentioned, degree does not matter.
So this may be the core, may not be the core job, sir.
Pardon?
This may not be the core job.
What do you mean by core job?
Just our basic branches.
Such as?
Electrical, mechanical, civil.
Are these mechanical and electrical are different?
They are the core branches.
Correct.
Core branches.
Someone knows both of them, then it is better, no?
Sir?
If someone knows electrical plus mechanical.
It is better. I mean to say, sir, specific requirement is not mentioned in the advertise. Just
this is an AI based industry. This is a startup. Correct.
Right.
When saying degree does not matter, means he want to get the job done. That person should know something. Correct. Illiterate person will not, or uneducated. He doesn't want any uneducated or illiterate person. You want an intelligent person. We are started seeing this type of advertisement where salary structure is 40 lakhs per annum without. It doesn't mean that he or she should not have a degree or something like this. He has not said that. Now you start thinking about if your placement is less than 50%, those 50% with degree, don't think they should go for this? Those are not having the job, they should go for this job? Or do you think that if this trend goes on, then no one will come to the colleges? I don't think so. At least I don't think, because if we change our teaching, we make sure that our student know something, They are having the skills. They can justify the skills. They can demonstrate the skills. Of course, they are going to get this job. It has not written that degree is not person who is having a degree should not apply. It is not there. It's not there. Correct. So are we, that's what I'm saying. When someone has made a statement that NEP is an outcome based, do you want to say that till today our education system was not outcome based education system? Then why it was there? It was. But we never given a thought on that. We never tried to define what we are going to get after learning this particular unit, after completing this particular course, what we are going to get after completing this particular degree. It was never defined. It was never talked by the teachers also. And when teachers have not talked about this, there was no question of knowing by the students. Today we are trying to see under the national education policy, we have to ask everything. What I will get if I learn this? If I want to do this particular thing, what should I learn? And this is, every teacher has to show this, that what they are going to get, they are going to learn. And if what they are going to learn, what they are going to do in the society. If teachers start answering this, I don't think there is any need to run behind completion of courses. Those things are gone. Today, if you make student aware what he or she is going to get at the end of this particular unit, I think that is going to matter a lot. Why I'm saying this? Because this is again a statement is coming that 39% job skills will become outdated by 2030. Within the next 5-6 years. Correct, sir? So we have to change accordingly. It doesn't mean that words written in the curriculum should change. As the technology is changing, as the things are changing, it should be get accommodated into those words which are written in the curriculum. I just want to give this particular message because I was trying to correlate NEP with industry. With this, I think I should stop and I should be ready for getting your comments and if questions are there.
Hello, sir.
Mr. Ankit is there? No.
हेलो सर।
हाँ, आवाज आ रही है?
हाँ सर।
From my side is over and over to you all.
Your face is not.
Yeah, something has gone wrong with. Okay, no problem. If you can hear me, then I can hear you also.
So, sir, our colleges are being undergraduate UG programs, outcome-based educations we are going to provide to the students. म्हणजे मला असं म्हणायचं आहे की आपण सर्व जे आउटकम बेस्ड एज्युकेशन NEP मध्ये आपण कव्हर करून राहिलो, पण अंडर ग्रॅज्युएट स्टुडंट्स कडून किती एक्सपेक्ट करणार आपण? बेसिक फंडामेंटल्स पूर्ण देऊ करणार, म्हणजे पूर्ण मेकॅनिकलचे, इलेक्ट्रिकलचे, सिव्हिलचे बेसिक नॉलेज वी आर गिविंग अंडर ग्रॅज्युएट प्रोग्राम्स.
करेक्ट.
राईट सर. So, whatever the problem they are facing after the finally after the 4-year education, so they should able to face the things, that capability we should give them.
शेवटचं वाक्य काय?
नाही, आपण तर त्यांना सर त्यांचे जे प्रॉब्लेम फेस करण्याचे आपण त्यांना एक हे देऊन राहिलोय, एज्युकेशन देऊन राहिलो, बेसिक एज्युकेशन. Basic education म्हणजे सर्वच आपण, you cannot expect all the things from our side.
Correct.
Our side. Right. तर जे काही त्यांना प्रॉब्लेम्स येतील ते फेस करण्याची कॅपॅबिलिटी स्टुडंट्स मध्ये आपल्याला बनवायची आहे, म्हणजे तयार करायचं आहे त्यांना.
करेक्ट. म्हणून तुम्ही जर नीट ऐकलं असेल, मी शेवटी हेच म्हटलं होतं की यू हॅव टू टीच देम टू लर्न देमसेल्फ. कारण आपण जे शिकवतोय ते पूर्ण जग विश्व नाही आहे ना.
नाही, पण आपण पूर्ण कसं शिकवणार सर?
नाही, बरोबर आहे ना, नाही शिकवू शकत. कारण रोजच गोष्टी चेंज होत आहेत, रोजच गोष्टी चेंज होत आहेत, ऍडव्हान्समेंट आहे. त्यांना हे शिकवणं आवश्यक आहे की नवीन गोष्टी स्वतःहून कशा शिकायचं. आणि दॅट इज ओनली पॉसिबल वेन यू टीच देम टू आस्क द क्वेश्चन. Until unless they ask the question to someone or ask the question to themselves, ती लर्निंग प्रोसेस सुरू होणार नाही त्यांची. आणि आयुष्यभर त्यांना शिकायचंच आहे, आपल्यालाही शिकायचंच आहे ॲज अ टीचर. करेक्ट. आपण जे शिकलो होतो त्यापासून आज जे सायन्स मध्ये, इंजिनिअरिंग मध्ये आहे, दॅट इज क्वाईट चेंज्ड अँड वी हॅव लर्नड इट, इजंट इट? Similarly, we have to make sure that our students should learn themselves.
Right. That capability we have to develop in the students. Yes.
And we have to work on that.
Yes. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Okay. Should we stop here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
So, sir, if nobody else is there, I just take this opportunity to express our thanks and gratitude to you on behalf of our college and also on behalf of your university, because it's a program sponsored jointly by these two institutions for sensitization of NEP. We have enjoyed and we have learned a lot. Hopefully, it has also caused a little shift in our thinking as a teacher, as you deliberated upon throughout your presentation. So thank you very much, sir. Thanks a lot.